welcome to Timberborn. We're going to be starting a new game, Folktail faction. We're going to be doing a custom map. We're going to be going with the Meadow75. It's a little bit of a smaller map, but I think it will do just fine. We are going to do this on hard mode, which is one of the settings I've yet to really try out. Tried out a few of them just to kind of get the basis of what I will be doing and how I will be handling the difficulty challenges, or the difficult challenges that will be coming our way. So with that being said, let's get into this. All right, our settlement's going to be called Leathertails 1. Actually, we're gonna scratch the 1. All right, let's get them loaded in here, and then let's kind of take a overview of what we got here. Alright, so looks like we got water flowing in this way and flows down all the way down here, meets here, bad tide, flows in right there. So we are going to have to, that's probably going to be one of our first problems that we manage, is going to be that is we're going to need something to kind of cross over here, and that's quite an extensive gap right there for the amount of wood and everything that we have available to us. We do have oak available, so we will have some large wood consumption that we have for us. But that still being said, we do seem to be facing an upward hill challenge here. Let's take a look at something real quick. Not exactly what I was hoping for. Alright, so I'm not really sure what these are. Oh, those are just blockages. Alright, cool. Alright, so with that being said, yeah. Alright, let's get into this real quick. Let's name that before we forget, and I remember how to type. Alright, so we got that taken care of. Let's come in here. Rotate those. And then let's come down to food. Let's hit that up. Water. We need to add one of... how do I want to do this? Only one of them can fit in this little hair, or little cove right there, so we'll put that kind of like that. Let's get the pathing down because we might need that in the future. Sorry, OCD's got to be fixed, but we'll deal with that in the future. Alright, so let's get some of these put down, dealt with. Kind of like that. If you hold tab, you can, without clicking on it and setting it up that way, you can just outside do it. Real quick, let's get our cutters something to collect, and we will collect those. We'll kind of future-proof this, set a path up over here. And that'll probably also need to be connected. That'll kind of make sense. Let's get one of our farmhouses going. Man. Off of recording. I got my buttons down pat. Recording. I feel like I look very simple-minded and forgetting where my buttons are. Alright. We are going to hit those up kind of like that. Get those set up. And then yeah, we want these. All right. How do I want to do this? We're going to have to kind of do a weird little jigsaw pattern looking thing right there, and that's mainly just so we can actually walk on it and actually build it, because we aren't going to have stairs for a minute, and it doesn't look like we have access to actually get down into here. And I think that will do it. Alright, so we'll kick that into 1x speed. Getting these beavers to work. And in the beginning of hard mode, we're going to have a lot of management, kind of getting people to do jobs, reassign them, get them going. We'll kick that into 2x speed, so we can start getting some of this stuff collected. And obviously in the beginning of this, resource management is very key. And I'm hoping... Oh man, that's a problem. Alright. We're gonna up that one. We got 90 food. These are always going to be high job working whatever, because when we pause them when we aren't pulling water, we're going to, yeah, kick those guys off. But for the time being, this one should be fine anyway. And we got one beaver that doesn't have a job at this current point in time, which is fine. We'll add another builder. And then I always like doing 18-hour work days. Those seem to work best for me. There's been some... I watched a few people describe 16's the best for the beavers, but personally I like the 18. I feel like you get a little bit more done. Next thing I feel like we're going to need to figure out is where are we going to kind of set up our home base as far as where our beavers are going to live. And I haven't exactly figured that out yet, but what we can do is kind of clear this out. We might go into this cove area over here. And then once we get minus these little trees, because obviously they have a little bit of growing to do, we are going to... yeah, we're going to prioritize this. Anyway, what I was saying is once we're done with these trees, I'm gonna unhighlight this part. We'll cut these down. Once these are just focused on once the seedlings are left, we will move over to this tree grove and let these trees grow up. And that should do it. I'd like them to cut that one down so we can deal with this. But yeah, priority number 1 is getting water, which we seem to be doing a good job of, and then we will pause this once this field's done. Like that. And I don't even know how we're going to do this. Alright. Let's cut down these just so we can get that path connected. They should be all right. Let's get that unhighlighted. Food seems to be good. That's done, so we can pause that. Let's get, oops, wrong button. Get that looking somewhat pretty. And it seems like they're going to be building this without us anyway, or without us actually connecting it, so that'll be helpful. And we will connect that up with the road just to finish that off. Don't really see us going over here just yet. And then we can clear this out. Let's see if these guys, okay, that's going to be the next issue. Alright, let's get down to the woodcutters over here. And then we'll pause that one. Pause that one. Add 3 more there. Actually, we can add 2 more there. Do I need to prioritize those? We'll do that. Just so we can get through this. And then actually what we're going to do is destroy that and destroy that. There we go. Now we're cutting down this stuff. We'll let this stuff grow out. Having a nice healthy part of water. Let's actually get... I feel like you can't have enough storage when it comes to water, especially in hard mode. Because when those droughts start piling up, they will definitely end a streak pretty quickly. So, and it seems like we got lucky on this one. And I mean, if we can get this built before the drought starts, we'll probably be in an okay spot. Yeah, I think we'll be in an okay spot. Alright, storage. Where do I want to put this? I think we can put it back there like that. I know that kind of looks a little bit silly, but hopefully it'll work out for us. And then we will go ahead and once I find it, carrots. For the time being, oh, I am not doing a good job right now. There we go. And we will kind of do something like that. That looks a little ridiculous and we will fix that later. But right now, just trying to get everything set up so that when a drought comes, it should be coming today or tomorrow. I wouldn't expect us making it too much further past day 4. Yep. That makes sense. And it looks like we're just going to be dealing with the drought, so should be alright in that aspect. Let's do storage. We'll add blueberries. Alright, can we get... I probably didn't, yep, that would make sense. And then we'll connect this forest, or this path through this forest over here. Can do. Oh, we might have made this fit just like a glove. I think that'll work just fine. Then to make this look a little bit better, get rid of that. And actually make this look better, I need to fix that because that's a whole unnecessary curving and everything like that. Alright, let's path this up. There we go. That'll work. Okay, and then we can pause that. Let's cut that tree down. All right. Yeah, the only thing I really want them building right now is this. And we should definitely have the logs to do that, because that's 20. Alright. Let's just cover that up. Uncut that. There we go. That's looking pretty. Alright. We need to play this. And you can be paused. There we go. We got one over there. Liking that. Can we get this picked up? Because if we can get that picked up, that'd be very useful. That should protect us over whatever length of time we have coming towards us with this bad drought. Or bad tide. No, bad drought, yeah. Alright. We're almost at this point where we can start growing trees. Probably use this space right here. Because, yeah, that's pretty much all we got. Yep. And then we'll start making those a little bit of a higher priority. Alright. Got that taken care of. Yeah, I don't feel like you can't have enough water storage. And we can pause that lumberjack because we're just waiting on those trees to grow. That'll work. That there. What I've found out is if we can plant a big enough tree grove in this general area, like do pine trees in here, and then over here have an oak, whatever. And with that being said, I understand we might not go full oak over here, just bad tides may be a problem. We might be able to squeeze in another forester over here and then plant this with oak. Because we're also going to have to figure out a bad tide offshoot. That is going to be a problem that we're going to have to figure out in the near future. Alright. We got still 6 beavers. We're still working on this. Drought has started. We got a 6-day 6-day drought. Kick that off. That's kind of painful. Not going to lie about that one. But we do have a nice little chunk of water here to kind of sustain us. So that's not too terrible. This part's cheap. That part's, that's still cheap. That's actually not bad. I thought that'd be a lot worse. Alright, so we're still off to a pretty good start. Got a nice water source here. We just need to finish collecting some of these wooden logs right here. Build this wool. And then we can start our tree farm. We kind of have to move at a fast pace and knock as much out as we possibly can, especially while we're in a drought. That just means that we don't have to worry about bad tides. You know what? We'll leave that one there. That will work. And like I said, we might be able to squeeze in yeah. Alright, that has the job, that has the job. Hey, look at us. We are moving up with beaver happiness. Alright, we'll plank that one up. And we will add logs there. Alright. We gotta come up here. How you want to do this? If we build right here, we'd have to build along here and then make an offshoot over there. All right, we'll put a pin in that. Oh, let's actually plant trees. Let's go pine. Want to pine this up, pine that up, and we'll do something like that. This bad tide is coming through here. And we're going to be flowing out this way. We might be able to kind of block off this area so that it flows down here and then goes out. That would give us extra space with water here. And then we might even be able to build some industry over here. And then how much water we got? I don't like doing this, but I feel like we kind of need to. We'll move our berry farm somewhere else, but I feel like if we can come over here and make this a little bit more effective. And what I like to do is I like to have a little bit of separation. We're going to get rid of, we'll keep that, but we're going to get rid of this. Then we're going to grow potatoes. And we're not going to do that yet. We're going to let them get rid of all these because for whatever reason, we need paths everywhere so they can reach. And while that's being said, I want to, there we go. And why not? Let's say coconut, that's chestnut. Alright, so I want to actually build over here too. Because I feel like we're going to need as much wood as we can get a hold of. And I would like to have a huge resource of wood. Then the next thing, this might be a waste. And we will, I guess, figure out together if that is a waste. Alright, so we have a beaver that's going to cut that down. That's full. I'm gonna do it. Oh, there's a tree there. We'll be okay. My OCD will handle it, I think. We'll see. Log that up. That'll work. Alright, we got 2 days left. We're looking pretty good on... Oh. Let's destroy this. Yes. Yes. Like that. Yeah, that should work. Alright, and the reason why I'm building these is because once these start coming in, if we come over here, click that, 1 potato, 4 food. Cannot beat that. Carrots are a good starter food because they grow fast, but potatoes, right now, those are king. Alright, let's get that tree down. Yep. We probably need to seriously think about that'll actually fit real. Oops. I want to trash that one. Yes. And then if we move the right buttons. And before everybody goes absolutely crazy in the comments, I'm going to let that one go. But then we're going to pause the rest of these. Because I don't need my population to get out of control. Pause that. But these are going to be here. So 1, they're already built. And then 2, we don't have to necessarily worry about oh, I guess he's got to finish cutting down that tree. Oh, anyway. We're going to pause these so 1, our population doesn't blow up and we have a huge problem on our hands. But now they're built, the wood's been already allocated there, and we are able to grow at a slow pace if needed, or a fast pace also if needed. There we go. And then we can come up here. That wasn't exactly how I wanted that to go down. That's probably problematic. Or we could build over here. Because that isn't exactly as big as I wanted it to be. Alright. We'll figure that out. Oh, that's something that we need. We need well-being, a grindstone. And we are gonna prioritize that. Alright, we got 1 day and we probably need to start one of those. And this could also be another place that we put water pumps at. Alright, we got a lot of science. Alright, we need to start. Need to figure out what I want to do. Alright, what's this? That's 250. And that definitely helped. How do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? That's a lot cheaper. Alright, stairs will be beneficial. We'll rotate that. Oh, that was autosave. Gotta love that. Alright, destroy that. And then we can come up here, harvest berries, if need be. I'm trying to think of bad tides right now. Is the best way I can think of right now. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna pause this real quick. If we came in right here, yes, because we're gonna need them regardless. And we came in right there. And we came in like this. Obviously, this isn't going to be just straight levees. But if we came in like this, then when this overflows, it's coming in through here and then exiting that way. Which is kind of the whole point, right? But getting up there is the next issue. Alright. Alright, so I think that's how, kind of how we're gonna do this. Yes. Alright. We are actually going to leave. I want to leave that kind of there just to mark that so we know where we're going. Alright, and let's kind of go to steps. We need 100 for that. Don't have that yet. Alright, come over here. Let's knock these out. So I can go this way, and then we'll start destroying all this. Let's put you right there. And you can get to work on that. And I don't think there's any reason to keep all this going. We'll focus on here. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. Let's get that going. Alright, let's... Oh, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Alright, let's play that one. We need to up our storage. How about we do this the right way? And rotate that. Yeah, and we're going to need all of that. That is 100% sure. And then it's kind of far away. And unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast, but what can you do? All right, that's looking good. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. We're fully stocked there, so there's no need to keep you two going. Need to come over here and make sure all of this is being grown. Once that's done being grown, we will send... Once he collects all that wood, we'll pause this guy and have him come out here so that he can take care of that. And kind of let this grow up. That'll always be a high job priority. Because if there's a very good chance that after today we are looking at another bad tide. So that being said, we are going to high prioritize that. Because we're going to, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. Alright, so we can pause you, and hopefully we can get you to come way over yonder. Yeah, I know that's a far walk, I get it. But it's kind of important. Let's see what's about to happen. Are we going to get lucky again? With no drop. Looks like it. Alright, cool beans. Cool beans. Alright, you're over here. Okay, you're already cutting logs. Sweet. Oh man. Alright, so we're pausing that. I know this is unnecessary, but right now that's kind of what we have available to us. You gotta work with what you got. All right. Path that. Rotate. Let me know. I don't think it's possible, but you never know. Can they get poison? I totally did that wrong. Holy cow, that's really bad. My mouse is having issues. Alright, so let's try this one more time. There we go. There you go. Just like that. Alright. I think we got that. Alright, one massive building project. Oh. I guess that would help. That was bad. I'm doing that a lot. Alright. Micromanaging. Failure. I don't think... Okay, we are going to need this guy going. The amount of planks and everything that we're about to build just to get up here is going to be a little ridiculous. That's going to be a priority. This should be enough water if we can get this filled up, because it looks like we're going to get lucky again with a day 4 drought. Important to keep him going. Food looking pretty good. I'm about to start collecting potatoes. Alright, we got 3 days for the drought. Need you to start collecting that. I think we're doing all right. But after this, there's no guarantee that we will have a good time, or like just having a drought. So and I cannot draw a line to save my life. All right. I want to vanquish this, just like that. And I think that'll go there. Alright. Actually, I was probably actually in the right spot. Let's put that back. Like that. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of planks. But that's the nature of the game here. We got a lot of water. We're gonna need it. That is for sure. I want to get these growing to where they're like fully grown, so then we don't have to worry about anything. All right, sorry about that. All right, so I had a grill, a little sanctuary here. This will be for our grilled potatoes. This is going to be for our potatoes. We're eventually going to fix that. Let me get these going. I like that. All right. Let me do this. Then we'll have these focused areas right there. Just like that. Looks good. Alright, so pause you. Play you. Play you. Get rid of all that. Okay, so we have that active. Pause you. Alright, we got 3 jobs that haven't been filled. And we don't have anybody over there. We got 2 in there. Yeah, we need 3 builders. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, all right, that's important. Oh, okay, 13. All right, so I think we have them all covered. So having these logs come down and then going into here, because obviously we have a lot of building to do. And let's come over here. We will add this to the collection. He doesn't have anything to do, so we will pause that for the time being, and he can go find something else that will actually help the cause of our beaver universe. Not really worried about the cooking part of this yet. It's more of I want to get this up and going. And like I said, this is going to be a lot of planks. And I wish we had a better like 1 log, 2 planks, something like that, that would be beneficial in this kind of scenario. And we have filled this up to the brim. I like that a lot. Alright, so now we got, okay, I like that, I like that. Alright, and here comes the drought. We're about to get 3 free beavers. And let's just hope that it's not a huge, long drought. Where are we at with those? Okay, so we're about to get a nice chunk of wood from those oak trees. But yeah, I wanted to get these. Okay, another 6-day drought. That is not an actual terrible thing. Oops, that is not what I want. Alright, so we're gonna let this sit so we can actually have a pool of water. And I think that's where we're going to kind of leave it today. Is going into this 6-day drought. So, if you liked what you saw, hit that thumbs up. There will be more coming. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this. It's not a big map, but big enough to have some fun on. So I will catch you guys next time. Later.